All right, welcome everybody to week 11, day 2. We're going to do a short lecture first on the destructible meshes in UE5. I'm still not used to UE5's way of doing things yet, so this is going to be a short lecture instead of a full lecture. But I've figured out some stuff, so I figure I'll show it to you. So start off by figuring out like an object you want to have breakable. I imported a windmills pack, and like we can just find like a hay bale or something like that. And I'm just going to rotate this so it's standing on end and snap it down. And there we have a thing. Okay. And we've got our little projectile thing here, and absolutely nothing happens. So what we want is for this thing to shatter. Like hay shattering isn't exactly great, but whatever. It's just a demonstration. So we want it to like break. We want to have like walls that we could like smash through and things like that. Maybe we'll try. Let's try a wall. That might make a little more sense. Let's see if we have any walls in here. Front wall, door, stairs, door small, door frame, door big, boards, broken boards. Okay. Sure, why not? Okay. Trouble with this, if we make it shatterable, it's gonna just topple. So I'm gonna actually just make it a little fatter than it would be and snap it down. And I'm gonna turn physics on, and let's just see if this thing's stable enough to work. Maybe. Yeah, okay. Cool. So let's do this one. Hay bales that shatter. It's a lot more stable, but these things are gonna look cooler. So we got this thing out here in the world, and whatever you want to have shatter, you go into the fracture mode there, Shift 6, and then it pulls up a palette here. What you do is you create a geometry collection, and you can do this for just like one wall, or you can have like multiple pieces. I'm just going to do the one right now, like this, and I'm going to save it in Bill as just whatever, the default name is fine. Create geometry collection, and you notice that it turns this weird color. It's showing the bones under the ocean, the bones of the object. Right now, it's all one bone, and so what we're going to do is we are going to fracture it. We can do brick fracture, slice fracture, radial fracture, cluster fracture, uniform fracture. Try that one. That one looks cool. And so we're going to hit fracture, and you can see it creates all these bones inside of it. And then you just hit fracture again, and you can hit fracture again. And there you go. It's super fracturable now. You hit this, and then when the thing falls over, you see how it's not stable. Then the thing will not look very realistic, but it'll fall over. So let's try maybe fattening it out a little bit more, so it's a little bit more stable and doesn't just collapse under its own weight. Play. Okay, there you go. If I come up and kick it, you'll see the thing shatters as it falls over. Okay. So you could be like the juggernaut, and you could have walls that you can smash through. And if you're curious about that weird color and like how to get rid of it, I guess we can get out of fracture mode now and go back into select mode. There's a shortcut for it. It's like Shift B or something like that. But if you just search for the bones, turn off bone colors, and then it's back to normal. And then you just come up, bah, and then you just like smash your way through walls and things like that. The trouble I was having with the system is that it's not like taking damage the way that it should be. And so one solution that I found, see, normally these things shatter under two different cases. One is when they take damage, and one is when they take force. And it uses force as damage. So the amount of like newtons that it's taking gets counted as damage. And so that part's working. I'm not sure why the damage isn't working. It's something I need to explore more. So let's just go ahead, though, and make this work. Now, the projectile that I have doesn't seem to be as good as the first-person projectile. So what you can do is you can actually, even though this is the third-person template, you can actually import first-person stuff into it. So if you right-click on your content browser and go to Add Feature Content Pack, you can click on First Person and click Add to Project. And when you do that, all the first-person stuff will appear here. And so if you're ever missing like a mannequin from your first-person template file, you can import mannequins and things like that from the third person into the first person and things like that. So you don't have to like manually like click on things and do the normal way of copying between projects, which is kind of awkward. Or like if you want like, I don't know, like if you want to send, let's see if we can find something here. Like, let's say you want to send this first person gun into a different project. You right click normally and choose, where are you? Migrate here. And then you have to select the other project and it'll copy the file and all of its dependencies over into the other project. And it's kind of, you can do it. It's just annoying. So this is a nice way of just getting in like some template content into different templates. So now that we've got the first person template included in our third person thing here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out my projectile with their projectile because it's a little bit better than mine. And it actually works with the destruction, whereas mine doesn't. You can see it just doesn't do anything. So, the Hulk. Yeah. So what we need to do is go down to our main here, third person character. And what we're going to do is we're going to change it from using my projectile. Right now, you can see right now it's on my projectile. We're going to change it to first person projectile. That's the one that Epic gives us. And it's going to break this thing here. So we're going to you, and we're just going to hook you up here. Okay. Actually, I think we might not even need to do that, but I think this thing actually will set its own velocity, but whatever. It's just a one-for-one replacement. And then when we shoot, we're now getting the yellow ball from the first-person template rather than the projectile that we made, which looks like a little football. You can see that their thing will actually shatter meshes. So not very well, I guess, but let's try that again. Play. Come over here and shoot it with a with their thing. You can see it like, well, you can hammer the house and things like that. So if you want, you can over here. Yeah, let's take a look at the wall right there. So if we hit that, you can see that it some realistic physics right there. Okay, so yeah, so basically if you use their projectile, then you can see that it does in fact work. It's super realistic. And let's try it one more time. Let's hit it in the center. Maybe, no, nothing, really. There we go. And it just disintegrates. Look at that thing go. Wow, okay. That's a thing. It's still a little bit janky, but that kind of gives you the idea. So there's different settings you can play with. We just made the, what is it? This thing here. So you can do things like set that down a little bit. And so weird. Do the whole, come on, break. So yeah, a whole bunch of settings you can play with, but basically just have fun with it. So that'll be your assignment for next time. Basically for Tuesday. See this thing. And I do think it's actually really fun. Like I've built like destructible villages before, where like you can just look at that thing go. Yeah, where you just run around, just absolutely destroy everything. Your frame rate's probably gonna get tanked. I think you can have it like clean up after itself. And we'll remove piece of fracture. Let's see if that works the way that it used to. So, what? Okay, and then let's see if it fades away or something. Maybe? I don't know. We probably want to redo this ball thing here as well. The laptop's crying, yeah. Okay, so first person blueprints for the ball. Kind of want this thing to just act. I don't like the bouncing ball. I mean, it's fine for the person template, but like for my game, like I don't want it. Like I don't want to throw like dodge balls around. It seems kind of weird to me. So I'll probably come up here and change the mesh to like a fez. Why not? Let's do that. That wasn't where I was going to go with that, but let's try that. So fez is not appearing at all. Okay. Oh no, they're tiny. They're tiny little fezzes. Can you even see it? Tiny little fezzes. Okay. Let's scale this up. There we go. That's also not where I was going with it, but it's kind of funny. Let's see, what's a good grenader hat? Yeah, maybe we'll just stick with the ball. Just maybe change the material on it so that it is golden. And we can make the ball direction is forward that way, so we'll make it a little bit like a, I don't know, a football or something. Let's try this. Super realistic collision physics here. Facing the wrong way, of course. And then under projectile movement, let's see. I don't want it to bounce. Block all is good. Let's see here. Yes. Okay, let's try that. So there you go. No bouncing, it just comes to a stop. Building a centipede. There we go. And you can see like it doesn't have gravity anymore. So that's more of like video game logic right there, right? You're making a shot. Okay. So better, but we need it to delete itself after it touches something. So even if the thing is not simulating physics, destroy ourselves afterwards. File save. And then we should have a nice little shot here. There we go. Disintegrated that, no problem. It's probably colliding. Oh, look at that thing go. Yeah, it's completely unrealistic, but it's fun. Okay. Let's see. So no more bouncing. It's a homing projectile. Homing target photo must be set after projectile is spawned. Huh. That could be fun to play with. But I think we're good for now. The mass is higher because the thing's bigger now. Yeah, so it's giving us a mass of 40. So maybe we'll turn this back down to like 0.1s, and we'll just turn the mass up to like, yeah, 1500. Let's see how that goes. Okay. Face out of the way. Weird. Huh. Maybe we do need to make it bigger. Hitting us. Move the shooting location up a little bit ahead of us. Okay. And so like, yeah, so for that building there, all I did was I clicked on it and saved it as a geometry collection here. And you can set the different damage thresholds and things like that. I only have one clustering level, I think, so I don't think it matters that much. For this one, maybe we'll try messing with that a little bit. That was kind of fun, but it's a little bit weird. Okay. It's too funny. It just shattered under some weight. You set the damage threshold too low, you can see the thing just disintegrates. So yeah, these values, yeah, you can play with them, I guess. Yeah, still too low. Yeah. So that's your goal for Tuesday. So just make a nice little destructible level, put in buildings, make them destructible, play with the values so that Yeah, and still breaking under its own right there. Kind of cool though. This guy here. There we go. Okay. The ball should be the Clovis Community College stress ball. Yeah. Yeah, you can probably get the Clovis logo and slap it on it or something. Okay. Yeah, you guys have any questions about this? It's like I said, it's something I'm still messing around with. They made a lot of changes from the previous iterations of their collision system, so I'm still screwing around with it myself. Don't expect too much out of me on this one, but yeah, like you just see, I'm just like playing with values and seeing how it looks and things like that. So it's your job to make like a destructible village and things like that. I've done that before in real life and in industry, and it's really fun. Like it's a really cool feeling, like when you have giant mechas walking around, which is what I was working on, and the you're shooting rockets at each other, and like parts of buildings are flying off, and you can see inside of the office buildings, and you're like smashing through the it's like causing property damage, right? In all these Marvel movies, there's people fighting, and there's just like buildings exploding, and you just hear all of the insurance people screaming at it. Oh, it was the VR arcade game that I made a long time ago. It was Mecha Combat VR headsets, throttle, joystick with different firing buttons on and things like that. 4-player multiplayer, and so basically mechas would fight each other, and we had office buildings and things like that, and parts of them would blow off when you shot them with explosives and things like that. And so we did destructible meshes ourselves. Like, we didn't have a fun engine to do it. I had to write the engine myself. Me and the one other guy, my boss there. So cool. Let me go ahead and stop the recording here, and then we'll move on to a different topic.